What you also notice is you have a lot of rain on the left side here, but on the right side, it's kind of opened up. There's some dry air sneaking in here that's actually coming off land and being pulled into this system. So dry air is our friend. Between 4 and 6 o'clock, it's moving through the PD and on the border belt. And I'll especially be watching little segments like this. This is what we call a bow echo. I'll explain that in just a second. Now, let's talk briefly about what a bow echo is. And you see your radar on your app or on your desktop all the time. When you have thunderstorms building, they typically look like a circle. When you have strong winds cutting across those thunderstorms, it has a tendency to bow out the rainfall, which is indicative of strong winds, especially on the leading edge of the bow that you see here. That's where we see the strongest winds. And there are times, because of the strong winds cutting through the thunderstorm, that the top of the bow echo will actually rotate and perhaps even produce a tornado. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Behind me, check this out, a bona fide hurricane hunter, a C-130, and we've got some of the guys that fly in those hurricanes with us. Now you're seeing some video of your penetration through Hurricane Irma. How scary was that? That was an exhilarating experience, to say the least. It was pretty wild and vigorous, but once you punch out into that eye, it's a calming, and then we get to business. We're trying to find that eye of that hurricane. This red polygon indicates the tornado warning. If you're within this tornado warning, it's best to respect that polygon. In other words, make sure you get to your safe spot. Everything you see in red is air moving in this direction. What you see in the green is air moving in this direction. So it's very easy to see here that we have a circulation right in through here. So these are the communities and locations that will likely be impacted by the storm and a possible tornado. Something we've seen quite a bit on the internet during the course of this day is if these two systems came together, could we have a super hurricane? The short answer is no. If these two systems were to get close together, they would basically compete for energy and would not become a supercane. What they would do is, as they got closer together, the circulation around those two systems would actually compete even more. And because of that, the circulation would be disrupted significantly, and one or both of those systems would actually weaken. So again, it wouldn't combine into one big hurricane. We are live, of course, at Broadway at the beach, and we're here for the annual tree lighting ceremony. It's the 25th year. They've got the music playing. We're going to have some firewalkers up there very shortly, and at the end of the night, Santa Claus is going to appear, and we are going to light that big tree. So you know I had to get fully decked out from that. Of course, we've got the snowsuit on, and you can't go anywhere this time of the year without the Cousin Eddie white shoes, right? Going to be a lot of fun here tonight. Well, make no mistake about it, Dorian is still an intense hurricane capable of catastrophic damage, and that is ongoing over the northern Bahamas. In due time, Dorian will move away from the Bahamas, paralleling the Florida coast, and then eventually pass right near the North and South Carolina coast. As we head through the daytime on Thursday, the core of the hurricane, in all this purple where we have hurricane force winds, will pass just to the east of us. Those hurricane force winds could clip the immediate coast with a couple of wind gusts up near 75 miles per hour. Well, when it comes to storm surge, and I think I heard her question is how far can storm surge go inland? It really depends on the geography of the coastline itself, the elevation of the coastline, and really the push of water. How direct of a hit are we getting from the hurricane? How fast is it moving? And how strong it is, and the lay of the land. All that together determines how high the water will go and how far inland it goes. Let's head to Garden City, and in Garden City, that's on the south end of the Strand, not nearly as much beach, and it's concerning that you see so much water this close to the dunes already, given the fact that we are still 3 hours or so from the actual time of high tide, which is right around 1:30. And there's no question, and we saw this with Hurricane Matthew, the ocean makes it to these dunes. We saw water spilling into the roadways here during Hurricane Matthew. That is going to happen again around the time of high tide. That is clearly a tornado on the ground producing debris. If you look carefully, you can see the debris kind of flying around the funnel itself. It stayed on the ground for several minutes, and he captured it as it was continuing to move from northeast to southwest. Welcome back to Weather School with Ed. Last week we had a good time talking about all sorts of weather. Today we're going to talk specifically about thunderstorms. But how does a tornado actually form? First of all, if you have 2,000 thunderstorms occurring around the globe, only 1 or 2 are actually producing tornadoes. They're not nearly as prevalent as you would think they are. We have about 1,000 tornadoes a year across the United States, but that